Welcome back to More Sip the Tally. And today we're going to take a look at Tennessee's quarterback, Hendon Hooker. Had a great season going until he was hurt later on in the year, but still that doesn't take away from the games they were able to win at Tennessee and the year he was able to have. Entered the draft this year, and we're going to take a look at his game versus Alabama, kind of talk about some pros, some cons, and see what we like about Hendon Hooker, and in the end kind of tell where we think he's going to go in this year's draft. But before we get started, like the video. If you like what you see throughout this video, consider subscribing and then hit that bell so you can be notified when these videos drop throughout the 2023 draft season. The draft's about a month away, so make sure you go ahead and get subscribed so you can be notified when these videos drop. Let's get started. Now let's take a look at Hendon Hooker. Got all the formalities out the way, and let's get into the tape. Obviously, you know he had a good 2022 at Tennessee, ended being hurt, but the game versus Alabama, one of the best teams in CFP. So let's just take a look at these plays. Now this play was mentioned on my Jalen Hyatt film. Now, let's break it down a little further. Obviously that's a ball on Jalen Hyatt. Let me run it back. We'll see that, and I kind of show you what they had to dissect. That's what I want to do. Got over the top of the safeties and whatnot, and scored a touchdown. But let me break it down to you. All right, so what Bama does is when they get a three receiver set or whatever, they have this play. They call it special. I think they call it special. They call it something. And what happens is this guy is man-to-man on the outside guy. This dude, and this dude, they all play palms on the two receivers that's coming up. So it's going to be one there, and then when he comes across, he'll be there. So those three defenders will play, kind of in and out like a match coverage versus those two. So what happens is all three eyes are going to be on this number two receiver. He's going to come in like they finna crisscross. And so when that happens, they switch responsibilities. So he now becomes this guy's man. But what happens is once he starts in, he plants and goes vertical. So as he's jumping him to kind of prevent the crosser, he gets vertical on him. And once he got even with him, it was a wrap. And Hooker sees that. So anytime High is even with anybody, if it's grass behind him, just let it go. Just let it go. You see all of them focus on number two going out. So that means they're going to switch responsibilities. And somebody else got to pick Hyatt up. But instead of him coming across the formation, he gets deep. Now, he's already beat because he's flat. He's flat-footed. Keep in mind, they all still looking at this dude. They all still looking at except for him. He's the only one not looking at, and he's in a place where he can't do anything with Hyatt. He sees it. Sees it early. Lays it out there for him to go get it. Perfectly thrown ball. Let's go to play two. Again, it's not complete. But these are the windows you're going to have in NFL. It's going to this back receiver right here. I think that's Hyatt again. Maybe. I think. No, it's not Hyatt. Again, he don't get much separation. But look at him fit that ball in there. That ball's catchable if it's not for pass interference. That's a dot, as we say. That's a catchable ball. So its accuracy in a clean pocket is there most of the time. Again, ability to go through reads. Watch. Drop back. First read right here. Not there. Pump fakes it. Don't have the gimme out there because that's locked up. This is locked up, so you don't have that gimme route. We call it the gift in some football circles. So they took this route away. Now all you got is left is this. So just the ability to go through from 1 to 2 to 3. It's that simple. You know, a lot with as funky as Tennessee's offense was, you don't see this a lot because a lot is predicated on pre-snap reads. But it's nice to see him go through progressions in a play. This is what I really like. The backside RPO. The RPO but you gotta read it away from you. Like natural RPO stuff. You'll have the back. Let me get something. You have the back on this side going across. And if the defender like takes it, you'll throw like a slant or something right there. That's the natural because that's the way your body's turned. But in this case, they're gonna read a backside guy. And he's going to get a little nosy, and he's going to throw the hitch route right here. So keep in mind, Hooker has to fake this across his body while looking over here. That's tough to do. You got to have a good footwork to do that. So watch how fast he get his hips flipped to throw this hitch. See, he just paused. This guy barely even moved. He paused enough to know he got this hitch route. And look how fast his hips flipped already. He took one step in. As soon as he took that one step in, flipped them hips, ball out. Gotta have good fundamentals to do that. Good fundamentals to do that. Watch. Whoop. Gotta have good footwork, good hips. Like he looking this way. The natural way to do RPOs is this way. But he's looking opposite, away from the back. And that's crazy. Then to see that guy take that one false step, and if he takes any false steps, he got to flip around. That's good footwork. Ain't good form after flipping the hips. This is you'll see this sometime too. You'll see some bunnies missed. And yeah, this, they got a little something going on right here, right now. But this is what, right now you got to throw this ball out there for your guy. And I don't think that's enough to warrant him missing this ball. And now that I look at it, maybe if he keep running, he catch that ball. Now that I look at it, he stopped running and tries to jump. But still, you want to hit your bunnies. Because how you know you're going to get a bunch of them? I love the way he's standing tall in the pocket. Watch him. Play fake. Got to the depth of his drop. There's not a lot of bouncing around. It's really just bouncing, waiting for the play to develop. He ain't doing a lot of moving. Still standing in the pocket, trusting his line. There's a lot going on around him now, but he unfazed by it. Just trusting that line. Just knowing if he can hold on just long enough, he probably got one of the fastest dudes in college football to throw to. And again, height's not open. Now he even. Now you see the ball about to come out. Now you see the ball finna come out because he even with the DB. And we all know what happens then. Let's see. Another good throw. Just standing tall. And again. He's throwing a post. Now yeah, the safety rotated to the middle of the field. But still, this post normally is run like that. And if he throws that, flip his hips and come back. But he didn't. He kept him skinny. Watch the trajectory of this post. He kept him skinny. So instead of pushing him toward the middle of the field, he's now pushing him more so up the field. Away from him and away from him. Now you got a touchdown. It's just up to him to outrun people now. And we know he can do that. Extending the play. Now, everything ain't all peachy clean. You're trying to extend the play. It's late in the game. You're trying to, make a play, but you still got to make good decisions. Like he's throwing this ball. You got two guys right there. And yeah, I know you're trying to throw it out here, but still. Live to play another play. You get a pick. Not only do you get a pick, look how far they return this ball. Look how far they return it. So you go from possibly getting 3 to the other team getting 7. Let's see what the situation was. It was 4th and 1. 4th and 1. And they were down 7. 4th and 1, they were down 7. It's a bad decision. Bad decision. But still got some clutch gene in him, though. I will say that. He got some clutch gene in him. Because some kind of way, they got the ball back. And they stopped Alabama from scoring. I don't know how. Maybe an interception or something or whatever. I don't know. But they stopped Alabama from scoring. They still down 7. Watch this throw. Play action. But not even necessarily play action. I think it was RPO. Because he looked at that backside look that we just talked about, that backside RPO, and he watched this dude come downhill. And when he came down here to try to get nose in the run box, threw that glance right behind him. Money. Should have been a flag right down that late hit too. But again, that tied it up. Now look at the situation. These last 2 plays, extreme clutch gene. Extreme. It is now 49-49. It's 15 seconds left. 4th and 10. 49-49. 15 seconds left. 4th and 10. 3-by-1 set. They rushing 3, dropping 8. So they're really just trying to cover up everything. So there's no rush. This is the decoy. That's the decoy. Watch the safety come up on that. But then you run that dig right behind it. Right behind it. And that safety can't get there because he got to protect deep. Boom. Great throw. Great throw in a clutch situation. So that gets them to basically the 48. The plus 48. The very next play, another clutch throw. Now it's 1st and 10, 9 seconds left, 49-49 game. And right at the 48, that field goal is too long to try. That's too long in college because that's 48 plus 10 is 58 plus the other 7 is 65. Now ain't too many people in college kicking a 65-yard field goal. So they got to try to go for it. Try to get the yardage and then get a timeout if they have one. Do they even have timeouts? Let's look and see. They have 2 timeouts. They got 2 timeouts. 3-by-1 the other way now. Basically, you get a similar play. You're taking him down the field to try to take the safeties. You running a whip to kind of clear the middle of that field out, and then you run this dagger right behind it. And you get the same thing, just opposite side. And they get the same result. They get the exact same result. And this time they go from the plus 48 to the 23-yard line. And when you do the math, 23 plus 17, that's 40. Kickers can make that. College kickers can make that. And that's how they won the game. They kicked the field goal. They won 52-49 and basically led by Hendon Hooker. And you see a lot of traits and Tennessee's offense is kind of wonky because it's kind of made for the college game. So you ain't gonna see a lot of pro throws or a lot of pro traits in there. So you got to really try to break down his footwork, break down his mental decision making and things like that to kind of project what he'll do in the NFL game. Now I hope he's healthy because if we don't know, he got hurt against, I can't think of the game, got hurt and didn't finish the year. So but they had some big wins. They went on a run. They beat Alabama, LSU, and somebody else back-to-back all-ranked teams led by Hooker. So I think he's going to be, he's not a first-round QB, but he's definitely going to be drafted and probably going to go to a team where he could sit for a minute and then potentially be a starter 2-3 years down the line. And if he continues to progress, because I think he's an older guy too. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat box. I think he's an older guy. And he'll, by the time he's 26, 27, should be a solid starter about 5 or 6 years in the NFL. So, and again, you didn't see a lot of him making plays outside the pocket in his tape, but there is film of him doing that. He can extend plays and make throws on the run and stuff like that. And he does run from time to time. He's not a great runner, but he can run. He's a lot better thrower than he is a runner. So don't put the running QB stamp on Hendon Hooker because Hendon Hooker is a thrower of the football. I think Hooker's going to be in that second realm of QBs. You have your top 4 with Levis, Richardson, Young, and Stroud. No particular order. Then you have a second tier of quarterbacks. I think Hooker's in there. I think DTR's in there. A few other guys in there. But I think he'll be one of the guys that goes later on and ends up going to a good team. That way he can learn and he can sit and learn. And then, after a year or two, be ready to go in there. And even if the starter goes down, he may have to be thrust into some action this year. So I think he's one of the guys that can go in with the maturity, with the work ethic, ready to battle. Maybe not win a starting job, but be ready if his name's called at some point throughout the year. That's my spiel on Hendon Hooker. And if you want to continue to support the channel like a lot have done lately, consider joining the Patreon. Patreon.com/SipTheTally. The first tier gets you into the Discord, where a lot of conversation happens in the Discord. I can't get to as many comments as I used to, but in the Discord I can. So if you want to be a part of that and have that connectivity, please consider joining that first tier of the Discord. The second tier not only gets you in the Discord, it gets you a custom purple Kool-Aid cup. So if you want that, consider joining the Gunslinger level of Patreon. And then there's a couple of higher levels, and you'll see what they're about once you get there. But those higher levels kind of get you to actually be on the screen with me in certain situations. But we'll talk about that on down the road. So I appreciate you guys for coming out. Again, like, comment, subscribe, share the most important thing. And see y'all soon. Peace.